Hi everyone, welcome back to Hypermobile Friendly Workouts. My name is Eva and I am super excited to take you guys through a super simple ankle and foot stability series for hypermobility. So this one is by popular request. We've had a lot of ankle questions on the channel recently. So I wanted to create something that you guys could implement really at any point during your day. So all you're gonna need is a fascial release ball because we are gonna start with some release on the bottom of the feet. And other than that, you're pretty much ready to rock and roll. I'm gonna remind you guys that if anything is not feeling good to you in terms of the fascial release, any exercise or movement we do, please just don't do it and come back later because it is not worth pushing through pain just to say you did an exercise. So without further ado, we are going to start with some fascial release at the bottom of your foot. So grab your tennis ball, lacrosse ball, golf ball, whatever you've got handy, drop it on the floor, and you are going to softly let the bottom of your foot roll across the ball. Now, this is not a balance exercise. So if you need to hold onto a wall, a chair, a countertop, go ahead and do it. I don't want you fighting for your life with balance. I really want the focus to be on mobilizing and loosening up the tissue at the bottom of the feet. If you find one specific spot that's like, ooh, it's a little sassy, it's a little gnarly, you can absolutely rest into that spot. Some people respond better to really just, rolling out throughout the entire expanse of the foot. And I want you guys to remember that the entire bottom of the foot needs love. So the heel, the balls of the feet, the inside line, the outside line. And always remember with fascia release, we should be getting to that like, ooh, it hurts so good kind of level, not that like sharp electric, I'm causing myself pain kind of level. So let's hang out here for maybe another 20 seconds. And we're gonna go through some really kind of simple exercises today, deceptively simple though, these are gonna be fun. Alrighty, and before you switch to the other side, just like take a second and see how your feet feel on the floor now. It's such a funny sensation. Now, my right foot feels like really grounded, my left foot feels like it's like springy, like everything's being really pulled up. So I'm gonna head into my other side. I feel like this is gonna be the gnarlier one. And I'm right. So, if, once again, you find kind of a gnarly spot to work through, go ahead and stay on it. Oof, yeah, or you can kind of start rolling through the entire foot. Sometimes when you do this, I think I've said this in other videos, like sometimes I'll do foot release and I'll feel it like all the way up my back and into my neck because all the fascia in the body is connected. Oh Lord, that's a spot. Let's take about 30 more seconds. My left side metatarsals and toes are very hypermobile. And they don't love to stay in place very easily, so these are always a little bit gnarly. All right. Final little rollouts. We make sure we breathe. Alrighty, and whenever you are ready, you can go ahead and you will kick the ball to the side and just stand on both your feet. Oh my gosh, that feels, I don't know how it feels to you, but it feels drastically different to me. Does it feel different to you guys? Like, let me know, because this is the type of thing that always feels like, whoa, my feet feel different. So hopefully you guys are feeling that as well. And this is just the precursor to the movements that I want to go into now. And we are going to start from the toes, working our way up. So literally with a couple of just simple toe exercises, deceptively simple. Holding on to something if you need to. You are allowed to take a peek at your toes for these first 1 to 2, and then you have to look forward. But you're going to look down at your toes. You're going to peel your toes up off the floor, all 10 toes. And then softly lower them back down. And again, peel the toes up. And we're gonna go for about 10 of these. And as you cycle through, now we're gonna start looking the eyes forward. You may find that the pinky toes or the big toes maybe struggle to move a little bit. That's okay, just keep going. Feedback I've gotten about this exercise has been that it hurts the metatarsals, the bones under the foot. If that's the case, make it smaller. These don't have to be huge all the way up, like massive movements. We want to create activation. We don't really care about a huge range of motion right now. Sometimes you do this, we're going to go 4 more, and you might feel shifts happening higher up to your knees, your hips. It shouldn't be painful, but if you're feeling activation, it's okay. I'm going to go 2 more. Make sure you keep breathing. Let's go 1 more. Relax the toes, because now we have to go the opposite direction with the toes. You're going to create eagle's talons, and you're going to curl your toes on the floor. Leave the balls of your feet down, and then relax. And again, imagine you're trying to scrunch up the carpet, and then relax. And as you do this, you're going to try and keep your big toes, oh goodness, that's so much harder, pointed forward. Try not to let your big toes point out to the pinky toes. If you have bunions, I recognize that might just not happen, and that's okay. Just do the best you can. The other thing I want you to watch out for is that you're not flattening your toes out and then scrunching. So if like the little knuckles of your toes are pushing down towards the floor, try and relax and really imagine like you're trying to pick up a pen. When I teach this, sometimes I literally put a pen under people's toes. We're gonna go 2 more. Soft knees as well. 1 more. Oh, my left big toe is so like, I don't like life right now. So, all right, 2 very simple movements just to get us started. Let's move a little bit more to the midfoot, shall we? Very tiny, deceptively tiny movement. You are gonna rock your weight very slightly to the outside line of the foot. And then with control, let your weight to the inside line of the foot. I missed a word there. Rock back to the inside line of the foot. Let your weight rock out to the outside line of the foot. And then rock inside. And rock to the outside. Now, I know many of us hypermobile bendy babes, we can do this. Yeah? We get a lot of mobility, but a lot of also picking up the feet to make that happen. Keep your feet pressed into the floor. Let them ground. And this is just about moving the ankle just a tiny bit. You have to remember, in these series, we are not going for big range of motion. We are going for tiny range of motion. Oh, I just got a little shift up the back, as you know, sometimes happens to me. Let's go 2 more. Let's go 1 more. And relax and pause. Beautiful job, guys. Okay, just take a little walk around the room, take a walk in place. How do your ankles feel? How do your feet feel? Mine feel a little chiller than when we started. Is that true? Yeah, I don't feel that kind of like hoisted up springy sensation anymore, which is really nice. But now I want to start activating through the ankle. So we're going to do this a couple of ways. First things first is we're going to do just a tiny little lift and shift. So I want you to imagine you have just like a little post-it resting right next to the pinky toe of your foot. A little post-it note is laying down on the floor. You are going to try and lift the ball of the foot up so that you can plant the ball of your feet on that post-it note. So it's just a tiny little turnout. And then you're going to lift the ball of your feet off that post-it note and just bring it back down. And let's try again, just lift the ball of the foot up so you're pivoting on the heel, and then lift and pivot back to center. Now, as you cycle through this, here's a couple of important things that I want you to remember. I don't really want to see a full turnout of the body. All right, we're doing a little isolation here. This is very hard for me, just so you guys know. I'm not nearly getting the range that I would like to get, but that's okay. And lift and turn. And lift and turn. I'm gonna go 2 more. I'm not gonna make it to 10 today, that's okay. We're going for like 5 to 6. And lift and turn. 1 more. Lift and turn. And lift and turn. Beautiful, beautiful job, guys. Alrighty, take a moment. I just needed to shake out the ankles because now we're gonna go to the other side. So you have a post-it right next to the pinky toe of the foot. You're going to lift the ball of the foot. You're gonna turn it out from the hip. You're gonna place it down on that imaginary post-it. You're gonna lift and turn back to center. Oh my God, this side is so much easier. That's hilarious. Lift and turn. Place, lift and turn. So all of this is happening from the hip down to the ankle. We're creating this connection of internal and external rotation. And again. Let's go 2 more. Wow, yeah, it's like wild how much easier that is. But most of you guys who have been here before probably know that the left side is the one that I have like chronic like nerve damage to and just like tissue damage. So it's always a little bit harder to get that side going. And lift. All right, that's my last one. Okay, so now we're gonna move into a little bit of internal, external rotation from the heel side of the foot. So now I want you to, I'll do it this way to start. Peel one heel off the ground. We're not going for like a dig in yet, all right? We don't need to get a huge amount of ankle activation quite yet. You're just gonna peel it up softly, hold on to something if you need it. And now, once you've got this heel peeled up, you're going to turn the knee in to place the heel a little bit out. And then peel the heel up and come back to center. So I feel like there's a dance move in this, but it's like a lift, tap, lift, in. Pretty simple. Lift, tap out, lift, tap in. So we get a little bit of internal rotation through the hip as we bring the heel out to the lateral side. And I like doing these kind of integrative movements because ankle movement isn't just like its own thing. Ankle movement connects to the toes, to the feet, to the knees, to the hip. They're all gonna work together. So we have this nice little, I'm doing like a little cha-cha, don't mind me. Let's go 2 more. And 1 more, just a little, ooh yeah, you hear I'm getting a little cracky. So I'm gonna go 1 more just to see, oh yeah, that smoothed out really nicely. Okay, so let's go to the other side. So once again, we're starting with just a little lift, nice and easy. Just pop up here with me. Now, push the heel out to the side. The knee is gonna naturally turn in, internal rotation. And then you're gonna lift the heel, come back to parallel, and pop it right down on the ground. And then let's lift, and place, and lift to parallel. Lift to place, lift to parallel. And don't get too lost in like the rhythm, don't get too lost in perfection. Let's just focus on creating like a smooth movement from the hip, smooth movement from the ankle. If you're not lifting your heel up as high as mine is today, if you're getting halfway, that's fine. On this side, I might actually try that halfway mark. That felt pretty good. I'm gonna go 1 more. Yep, and lift, internal, lift, together. All right, take a couple steps, walk it out. We're gonna do one more. This one is only if you are not dealing with an active ankle injury or some sort of like tendonitis in the ankle. If you are dealing with some sort of tendonitis or ankle injury, this is not the section for you. You are done for the day. If you are good to go, you're gonna join me holding on to something, whether it's a wall, a chair, a counter, whatever you got, because you know we can't end the day without doing a couple of calf raises. Now, calf raises with hypermobility. We love to go like this. Pop, yeah? Hips forward, body back, ankles locked out, bones stacked on top of each other. We are not going to do that today. We're going to do hypermobile heel lifts, which is softness in the knees, holding on to whatever is going to give you balance. I want you to lift your heels up only so far as you imagine you have a little golf ball underneath them. 2-3 inches maybe. Yeah, there we go. Golf ball. And then softly lower them back down. And then let's go again. Find your golf ball. And then softly lower them back down. And repeat. Golf ball. Oh, that's so unsatisfying. It's like the worst feeling thing when you're hypermobile, because all we want to do is go like up, 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 up. But we're not going to do that yet. Let's go. 2 more. Make sure the toes are pointed forward. Let's go 1 more. Okay, now lift your heels up so that they come to their top position, but you are not going to lock them out. All right, don't come into your locked position. Stop yourself an inch short of what's going to feel like full range of motion, and then lower them down. As you lift up, I really want you to focus on pushing your toes into the floor. I want you to focus on those Achilles tendons. Imagine they're trying to zip up into your calf muscle. And let's go 3. Softness in the knees for 2. Make sure those heels come all the way down for 1. Lower back down and pause. Beautiful job, guys. We're going to go 1 more round here. This time, we're going to do little calf raises in a V position, so a slight external rotation. Now, hypermobile knees, please don't hyperlock them, okay? I don't actually care that much if your inner thighs touch. I care much more about the ankle activation. So if you need to keep a little softness in the knees, a little bend, or something in between your knees, go for it. Let's make it work. Little V, not a hypermobile straight line with the feet, please. Little V position. Holding on whatever you need to for balance, maybe you don't. You are going to imagine a string is lifting you up. As the balls of the feet push into the floor, only lift so high as the golf ball. And then lower down. This is probably a little bit easier for that golf ball. Lift up. It's okay if the heels separate. Let the heels separate. But when you come back down, that's when you want to try to find that little V again. If you're getting pinchiness in the hips, make the V smaller. And let's go 1 more. Then we're going to build into that bigger range of motion. Once again, we don't want locked knees. We don't want locked ankles, but we can lift up to a higher range. And lower. Lift up. And lower. Lift up. And lower. Let's go 2 more. Lift. Whoop. Lower. Let's go 1 more. Lift. And lower and relax down. Beautiful, beautiful job, guys. Alrighty, take a little walk around the room. How are your ankles feeling? How are your feet feeling? Let's come back and find where we are. Ooh, that feels better. Okay, so I am going to end today's session with a little bit more fascial release. If you don't have time, you don't have to join me for it. But if you do, let's pop down on the ground. Let's take that lovely tennis ball we have and softly pop it underneath the calf muscles. So the only thing I have here is I want you to avoid popping the ball right like in the middle of your calf. A little bit to the outside or a little bit to the inside is totally cool, but let's go ahead. Oh, and oftentimes the calves can be a little bit gnarly, so just be mentally prepared for that. Sometimes the like a foam roller can be a little more effective, but honestly, I like the tennis ball down here sometimes. It's gnarly. And I always like to end on calf release after doing stuff like calf raises, because hypermobile calves, they just hold so much tension. And it's nice when we do like fascial foot release, it definitely helps release some calf tension, but sometimes you just got to get right into them. So just take it easy, because this can be kind of intense. You're welcome to start high up like I did on the calf. You're welcome to start a little bit lower, mid or lower calf. And we're just gonna breathe. I had a lot of requests. I recently did my first kind of like really simple beginner level class for hip stability, and I had a lot of requests for people saying like do more really simple basic stuff. So I'm hoping today's class was really along those lines. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and switch. It's always keeps it fun and interesting making classes for the channel, just because I know there is such a broad range of people on here. There's people who are so beginner level and so like just starting out their journey, and then there are people who are really much more like, you know, able to lift, do functional weightlifting, stuff like that. So I'm trying to find a happy balance of the two. I also apologize. I feel like the bottom of my feet are really dirty. My house is not dirty. I was walking outside on our balcony for a while, and I did not realize. Oh. All right, I'm gonna give this 30 more seconds to work out that spot, and then I'm gonna switch to the other side and we'll call it a day. Now those like toe and ankle exercises specifically, those are so easy to just like do at any point in your day. Like that's honestly something that I do a lot of, is really try to find ways to just incorporate little moments of structured movement into my day. So that'll be something I do when I'm like brushing my teeth or in the shower, you know, just kind of working on that type of activation. The rolling out the bottom of your feet, like you can do that while you're seated at your desk in the morning. Like that's definitely something that's very, so long as you have a tennis ball or a fascial release ball with you, that's, definitely something that's very easily incorporated. One of like the best things I love hearing from clients that I work with is when we do a lot of the fascial release work and suddenly like carrying around a tennis ball becomes like a staple in their purse, and they're just like, oh yeah, no, I don't go anywhere without my tennis ball. And I'm like, that's just insane but beautiful, because I'm very much the same way. If you haven't switched already, make sure you go ahead and switch so that we are not just releasing one calf, but we have both. And head off to the other side. It's the inside that needs it. Whoa, yeah. My right just below the knee is very sassy today. So we'll hang out here. I would really love to know if that fascial release work felt different for you guys when you did one foot versus the other, or like when you finished doing both feet. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just hold a lot of tension and compensation in my feet, but that's one that just always feels very visceral to me. Same with the hips. Alrighty, I'm gonna give this 10 more seconds because I'm definitely favoriting. I think I have to do a little bit more of this on my own. Ooh, all right. Very, very nice job today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, please make sure that you like the video, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and please drop a comment to let me know how the exercises or fascial release felt to you. I would love to hear your feedback. But thank you for joining me, and I will see you again very soon in the next video.